everybody, Greg here again, and it is time to look at trimming up this grapevine that I've got going, because things are a little too tight. This is I'm probably going to kill this name, a marechal foch blue grape, and I'll post the actual spelling of that. But I started these 2 years ago, and started with just the little portion that's down here in the ground. Last year what I did was I let it grow. I trimmed off any grapes that were coming. I've heard that the best thing for grapes, first 2 years, just let them grow. Don't try to harvest any grapes. So as the grapes are trying to come, I would pull them off. And what I did was, as it grew, I kept 2 shoots, one here and one here, that I then trained on this line that I put along the fence. And this line is just speaker wire, and you can see at the posts, hopefully that'll focus, I put hooks in, put eye hooks in, and at the end, just follow us along here, you can see at the end posts, I just use these eye and hook connectors, and you can pick these up at Home Depot, Canadian Tire, whatever. Basically, you throw the hook in, get this on, and get your wire on the other end, and as you turn this, it will tighten up the line. So it works perfectly, and speaker wire seems to be holding well. I just had a huge roll of speaker wire, so that's why I went with that. Now, what we want to do, in case you're wondering, this is my new tomato trellis. It's going to be sitting in front of these guys, but that'll be another video that I'm going to show you guys. Still working on it, but what I'm going to do here is any of this growth that's on this lower portion, I'm taking off. I want these to grow along the top here. I'm going to trim it back to, rather than a cane method, the spur method. And the spur method is something used a lot in wineries, and basically about every 6 inches you're going to have one shoot coming up. And for this year it'll just be a shoot. Next year in the spring, and again, hopefully I'll be still around, I can do a video on that, we will trim this back as just a piece of hardwood essentially, and new shoots will come off of that. And it's for the best growth. You don't want too much coming off of a single plant. You don't want to have too many grapes. Basically, you just can't feed them all. So you can see they're very prolific. In fact, we're already getting some little grapes right here. So it's also good for airflow, and you want to get sunlight in. So I am going to set you aside for a second, and then I will be back with my trimmer and show you what I'm doing. Okay, actually, just before I come out with the trimmer, again, I want to clean off anything on the bottom here. So these little guys, I just take them off by hand. So I'm going to go through, take care of some of them, just rip them off. Another little one there, just get it cleaned up. And actually, we'll see how this works. Oh, you know what? They actually snap off pretty good. And what I'm going to be doing actually is some of these longer ones, maybe not this guy, but some of the other longer ones, I'm actually going to put them in water and propagate them. And in a couple of minutes here, I'm going to show you one that I propagated last year off of this plant that's just going gangbusters again, and planted into another location. So I will continue to check through these guys. Again, don't want anything up along this section until we get to the wire. Now, right here, I've got the 2 of them. This one's looking really good. So I'm going to pull this little one off, this little guy off, and I'm going to leave this one and let him shoot up and provide us some grapes. And again, you want about 6 inches apart, so about a hand width apart, more or less. So I've got 2 here, just a little bit too close. So I want to look at them. This one on the right seems a little bigger. It's got a couple of bunches of grapes on it, so I'm going to take that one off. Oh, and I just see a little one in the back here, so we'll take care of that too. There we go. And you're going to find that too. Over the course of the season, you'll still be getting more, so you want to keep at this. And so again, little one here. Another little guy there we don't need. And again, we've got that width here, so this one is perfect. I'm going to take this guy off that's down below. We've got the 2 here. So I'm going to take this little guy off. Now we've got a couple here, and again, this one in the back, a little bigger, looks a little healthier. So I'm going to, as we get closer to the end of the line, they get a little tougher to get to, but all right. And get these little ones off the bottom here. Is that one? Yep, I'm just pull that, okay. Now we've got these 2 here, this one and this one. I think I'm going to take this one at the back, pull you off, and that one actually will be a good one to get into some water inside. So I'm setting on the ground for now, but we'll be picking through and getting them inside. So, and now we've got these 3 guys here. I think I'm going to take this one in the back. And I almost think, you know what, I'm going to leave both of them. And these guys are going to be fine as well. So what my plan is, again, with the way they do it with the vineyards, the wineries, they like to let them grow approximately 10 feet long along the side here. So the reason I'm going to propagate some of these guys is so that as I get them, I can keep running them right along the fence here, in behind the flowers, and keep them raised up so they're above the flowers. I have that wire going right down behind that bush. So I will be able to have quite a few grapevines along down here and keep them short, keep them healthy. And I'm about to clean up that side. I'm going to get that done, and then I'm going to take you over to the one that I propagated last year and show you what it looks like. Back in a minute. Okay, so for propagating these guys, I'll just throw this in the middle of the video here for a minute. Basically, what you want to do, you just need a jar or glass of water. What I'm going to do, you can see we've got some grapes. I definitely want to take those off because we do not need any energy going to grapes. Sorry if it's a little fumbly here. I'm trying to hold the camera with one hand and do this work with the other hand. Basically, you take the grapes off, and you want to pull off the lower leaves as well, because you don't want them sitting in the water. They're just going to rot, and that will not help things out. So carefully, I mean, trimming them would be the best. I'm just kind of ripping them. Oh dear, and look at that, I busted it. Okay, that one's done. The joy of gardening. Okay, so let's try this guy. See, we've got some grapes here. Pull that off. See if I can do this with one hand without breaking it. Again, we got some grapes up top. All right, and pull some of these lower leaves off. How's that gonna fit? Well, you know what? This is a little bit shorter than I like to use. You want them a good 6 inches or better normally, but we will. Don't want to break this stem this time. Okay, I'm going to leave that leaf then. It may come off anyways, but so there we go. I'm going to get the rest of them set up, and then I will show you the result. We'll talk in a minute. Okay, so there we are. This is what we're looking at. I've got a few in there. You can just see they're sitting in the water, and left some leaves on so they can still collect some sun. And basically, I'm going to set these inside kitchen and relatively sunny window, and we will come back in a week, maybe a couple of weeks, and I will show you how they look, and hopefully roots will have formed. All right, on to the next bit. All right, so here's the plant that I actually propagated last year from that other vine that I showed you, and you can see it has just come through the winter beautifully. It's nice and thick. So I'm actually going to let it come a little bit more before I start pruning. I'm going to maybe let a couple of vines come, because our plan with this guy is, excuse all the mess around, we're still in spring cleanup, but I want it to come up here, and this is our deck area up top outside the kitchen. I'm going to fill in across here with a few lines, and I'll probably go with more of a cane method with this guy, and just let it fill that in so that we get some nice shade in the summertime, keep things cool, and also some privacy from the neighbors. So that's the plan. So yeah, I'm gonna let this guy sit for a bit probably before I do any trimming, just to see which one's the healthiest shoot coming up. So anyway, thanks for watching, much appreciated. And again, if you enjoyed the videos, please don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll talk to you soon. Bye now.